Welcome back to the Global Business Report here on Arise News. We continue the conversation with a historic moment. It's the front page of every paper, especially particularly this day newspaper, Nigeria's newspaper of record. The Dangote Refinery, of course, beginning its petrol production and hopefully distribution out to markets almost immediately. Arise Business Analyst Chika Mbonu is with us. He has, of course, been to the refinery himself, and we've talked about fuel so much. Chika, you're welcome. Good morning to you, and thanks for making it.
Because what to do mini Olympics? I'm just sweating totally inside.
Oh my goodness! So much to discuss. And that's
fuel is live.
It is something else. But Chika, you've been to the refinery.
Yeah, it's a happy day. Yeah, happy day for for me personally. And I congratulate Alhaji Aliko Dangote for this. In the spirit of entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
I told you one
Private
time.
sector.
I told you one time that when I went to that refinery and got there around 7 a.m. with $10.
Yes.
And my very good friend. And Alhaji, we started, and the ADB president that day, with Dr. Adeshina, we started by around 7 a.m. By 6 p.m., we hadn't gone halfway.
Yeah.
It's a massive endeavor. I paused and asked Alhaji, I said, you are the African richest man before this refinery.
Are you still?
Why? No, why did you need this?
Yeah.
And he talked about his commitment to Nigeria.
Of course.
And the fact that if you go to the Committee of Nations, and he's made a mockery of that, how can you be in your country? And they're still importing fuel, one of the largest crude oil producers.
Yeah.
I mean, you need to go there. In a lot of countries, when you start this kind of project, it's like usually plug and play. You just bring the equipment and then everything starts. But this refinery, I mean, if you start talking about it, we can't finish today.
Yeah.
I mean, he had to start filling, clearing swamps, doing so many things to get to where he is today. And also congratulate them for the production of PMS. I mean, you see that we didn't celebrate diesel production this way.
Exactly.
And aviation fuel.
Right.
Because the life of Nigeria seems to be PMS.
Yeah.
And so we congratulate them. Now, the coming on stream of this refinery will do so many things, have so much salutary impact on the Nigerian economy. Now, if you recall, you know already, about 40% of the foreign exchange you have in Nigeria, our requirement, goes towards fuel importation.
Yeah.
With this refinery coming in, and what the president has graciously kindly done by saying that crude oil will be sold in Naira to the refineries.
Yeah.
The issue of anybody going for FX again to import PMS is gone. It's gone. And the other issue is the stability in supply. With NNPC doing all the importation, you remember rain falls, thunderstorm, anything that happens,
the
wind blows. We'll hear that is causing fuel queues.
Yeah,
that's why petrol is not being supplied. So all those also will disappear from the system, and and we believed also that there'll be moderation in price, just like when they started producing diesel.
Yeah.
Recall diesel was hovering about 2,000 naira per liter. They are bringing their supply, their this into the market. It brought down the prices down to moderate about 8,200.
Yeah.
We know also that the major price of crude, major raw material for petrol is crude, and it's internationally determined. We do not believe that the petrol from the refinery will be sold at 600 naira. It will be sold at market rates. And that's why also I read that NNPC for now will be the sole importer of that.
Speaking of which, we have, so we've filmed some price upward review. So apparently the NNPC has, I'm looking at 855 now as being reviewed upward. So how do you think that's, ties into everything that we're looking at now?
Like I've told a lot of people and the groups that I belong to, and that, if wishes were horses, beggars will ride.
Right.
That at the gatehouse of almost refineries around the world, whether in Rotterdam, whether in Dubai or Mexico, literally the price of petrol, PMS, is the same thing at the gatehouse of most refineries.
Right.
Because the major input is crude oil. But I'm saying that for us here, if the crude oil is going at the Naira rate, moderated by exchange rate, it might help us. There's no subsidy in crude oil price.
Right.
Going to Dangote. It's going to be the cross rate for in naira. So the input cost is going to be the same thing. But I believe that the stability in supply, regularity in supply, will help us. I believe also the price will be moderated somehow, to at least inch off 100 naira, whatever, from the landed cost of the imported fuel, or 200 naira, the case may be.
Yeah.
Let them not put them under pressure. But it's a good thing for us.
Yeah.
It's a good thing for Nigeria. This is private sector led,
yeah.
which is what we cry for in the country. Remember, I told you I'm a capitalist at the core. I support capitalism, and other people also who have licenses for refineries, let them go. The modern refineries also should be supported in line with the president's policy of giving them crude in naira,
right.
so that we'll have this thing, and then we'll forget about every time petrol as an issue in the country.
Well, Chika, I'm fellow capitalists like yourself, right? We're on the same side of this, but I do want you to speak to these social issues, and for those, because your primary audience are business executives and so on, and economists and financial analysts. But if you want to speak to the everyday Nigerian, the price, this movement now, because queues have been lining up at the NNPC stations because they are cheaper than the other petrol fuels. So now with this 855, how do you see that impact?
Rotus, I'm trying to be consistent.
Of course.
In 2 or 3 or 4 programs in the past, I told you that you wanted me to address the scarcity and the queues.
Right.
And I told you that the queues will continue.
Right.
At first, Nigeria is under a subsidy regime.
Yeah. We played that clip on the morning show.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, it's just there.
Yeah.
If you start doing, like all this in these people are, I don't want to use the word clown, I wanted to use the word clowning, but let me not say it, they'll attack me now.
Yeah.
All this federal consumer competition something. Some people should reduce price by one month. What, I mean, what does that mean?
Yeah.
The issue is that the fact that there's a landed cost for petrol.
Right.
But the government has roles to play. We analyzed in this program, we said one of the major things is what? Transportation.
Right.
Okay? Now look at Lagos State, for instance. The blue line that was running, it has had salutary impacts in the life of a lot of citizens.
Yeah. That's the rail.
The rail.
Yeah.
And the impact is so low, they have reduced the cost of transportation for a lot of people. The rail line is also coming from, I think, Abado to Oyimbo. It also impacts so those are kind of things government can do to help.
Alleviate,
this thing. Then they're talking about these CNG buses also.
Yeah.
In this program one time, when you asked the question, what can they do? I said, one of the major costs is what? People eat, about 8% of their costs will go to food and transportation.
That's right.
We say, do something about food and do something about transportation. We'll give ideas on what to do about that. I'll give you an idea about the rail and stuff like that now. But what I said governors doing, they're going to build grandiose airports.
Right.
That no plane lands in.
Right.
That's some in Ekiti. We have one in Ebonyi State. So many, maybe one flight in a week.
Yeah.
Billions of naira. Instead of doing things spending that money in real projects that impact the life of citizens. And those are kind of things we're talking about. So what I'm saying is that if the landed cost of fuel is 1,100 naira, 1,200 naira, selling it at 800 naira and 700 naira, that's still subsidy.
Right.
We need to make a decision in our country and say, because if we subsidize, we lose the revenues we used to do other things. But the problem we have in Nigeria so far is that there's a lack of trust between the citizens and those who govern us.
Right.
Because we were telling those of us citizens to continue to suffer and sacrifice, and we're seeing ostentatious living among the bourgeoisie, among those who are in government. Like, I don't want to mention the things they're doing, brand new plane.
Of course.
Is it Cadillac, this one? Is it new houses, renovation of things?
Yeah.
And then you're telling us to continue to sacrifice. That's a problem. I said it before, that this thing could have been done differently when the president came into power. Fellow Nigerians, we need to do this. But the sacrifices are starting from me. No new vehicles, no new planes, no new this. My cabinet will be those who will not collect salary or minimum allowances. They have some Senate and all those stuff, and the nation will suffer together.
Yeah.
Not that the citizens are suffering and then other people are not suffering. So it's a day to celebrate Dangote Refinery, and I commend them. We hope that all those who have been issuing licenses under the table for people to continue to import fuel and AGO and other things, we stop that. And give all the support that Dangote Refinery requires to continue consistently and to produce. As far as they consistently produce, we'll have PMS availability. There will be no stockouts again. all these queues will disappear. Our FX demand will reduce. About 40% of it goes to importation.
Yeah.
And then when it reduces, you know what happened? The Naira dollar currency will go up.
Yeah, yeah.
Our currency will strengthen also because the demand will reduce. And there's so many, and look at the number of people that are employing also. And so many other things that will come from this, what has happened now. Now, I don't want to talk about those who have made promises to us that the refinery will come
to be coming on stream
August 31st.
Yep.
And then somebody told us that when we complained that August has not ended. I don't know whether we're on the 32nd of August or 33rd of August now. Maybe that we are now, So maybe that's what's happening now. So, but that's why every time let the economy be led by the private sector with the government support. And so today we celebrate Nigeria, we celebrate entrepreneurship, and all those like the BOA group also who are working on their own refinery. Yeah. We hope the government will support them also to bring the refinery on stream. The modern refineries, they get the crude required to produce, and so that petrol will just be everywhere. Right. And you remember we said that the price of every commodity is the demand and supply. Yeah. I believe that when there's more supply, this price will moderate. And then we'll stop all this issue about petrol and
look at the into the studio.
And I start jogging like doing Olympics I'm not supposed to do this morning. Okay?
Economics 101. Arise Business Analyst Chika Mbonu. Chika, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.